This last week has really shown that us recreational fishers are literally pushing the proverbial uphill in trying to work for the sustainability of this state's fish stocks and an equitable distribution of the catch. It seems we are the only ones who care. The proof is out there on social media. The vitriol, profanity and absolute bullying by some sections of the commercial fishing industry reinforces our arguments that they have no interest whatsoever in protecting fish stocks for the future. The greed just drips from the corners of their mouths. Their attacks, unsubstantiated claims and pure anger is there for all to see and read. If the Premier and Fisheries Minister really want to know about the people they're protecting, then I suggest they spend just a few minutes reading the diatribe espoused by these so-called professional fishermen. I would suggest they'd be pulled up in their stride and would be totally disillusioned. But what about the organisations the professionals have membership of? The Marine Fishers Association and the like. Surely they must show some leadership and rein in this behaviour. As an example, the call for long lining and net fishing to be banned in both Gulf St Vincent and Spencer Gulf has hit a real nerve. Some of the pros, their family and friends, went for it. It was like waving a red flag at a bull, no holds barred. They leapt the fence and got stuck into it, down in the gutter, throwing profanity after profanity at those who want the nets banned. Then there were the far-fetched claims, such as, without the netters taking these salmon from our gulfs, they will school up into massive schools and devour anything that it can fit in its mouth. No thought in that comment. Why didn't the salmon kill everything off before fishing started in this state? Then this one. Rob, if snapper and other fish weren't fished, they would overpopulate and wipe out smaller species. Once again, a scare tactic. Let's see. It was salmon, now it's snapper. What next, boys? At least get your fairy tale right before you sit down at the keyboard. Then there was this one from a family member of a well-known Port Wakefield commercial fisher who really should know better. Do reg fishers realise when dining out and they choose their favourite fish meal served up as a gourmet feast or quality fish and chips at their local seaside takeaway, this seafood was provided by a commercial fisher who has a paid-for licence, area and catch sharing restrictions and good health and safety procedures. Now that is word for word as she wrote it, but she rightly knows that most restaurants and fish and chip shops in this state sell imported fish on their menus because 80% of locally caught fish is sent interstate to Sydney and Melbourne, direct, not through Safcol. I am not highlighting any of the hundreds of posts on social media that use profanities or have attacked a man or woman making an intelligent and informed comment about the reasons nets and long lines should be banned. But one of the classic posts tried to shift the blame for our depleted fish stocks onto the recreational sector by claiming this little bit of fantasy. Isn't there 177,000 rec boats registered in South Australia? Can someone confirm that, or did I dream it? Yep, you dreamt it. The figure is actually 33,474 rec boats. But don't forget, they have bag and boat limits, not like the professional sector, which don't have quotas but can go out day in and day out and kill the pig. But he followed it up with, and you're playing with big boys here that actually know. Run along and go play with your Kmart Jarvis Walker. The level of intellect here is quite childish, don't you think? Here's a suggestion to Jay and Leon. The Australian federal Labor governments, when in power, give millions of dollars to unions to educate the 40% of their membership who are illiterate. Why don't Jay and Leon do the same here and give the pro-fisher organisations some money to do the same thing with some of their members? At least educate them so they can write an intelligent reply to a social media post instead of relying on profanity and bullying techniques. I know this is a broad brush, but let me repeat it for all of those professional fishermen who do have sustainability of our fish stocks at heart. Come together with members of SAFA, Fish and SA and RecFish Central to sit around the table and work this mess out. It can be done.